It's not really a rule, not if it's not enforced. It's more of a joke. The haiku this morning, it was inspired by a discovery I made while grading exams last night. And so, grading exams is kind of a strong term there, I suppose. But I use these online tests in my class. They pretty much automatically grade themselves, but there's usually one or two essay questions or questions where an instructor has to go in, look at what the student's answer is, and fill in the grade for that part of it. And while I was going through it, there was a student who had emailed, and she was very upset with the way the grade, and this again was just the auto graded portion of it because nobody had looked at her test yet, but the way the auto graded portion of her test was calculated when she made her second attempt. And I actually thought that was I thought it was pretty odd because the syllabus clearly states that the only reason you would take a second attempt would be in the case where you had inadvertently submitted your first attempt and before you were finished doing it, and the second attempt was only there to allow you to restart again without having to wait for someone to reset the test for you. And so I thought it was really odd that this student asking for special consideration in her grade would admit to cheating on the test. And actually, the way she phrased the message, she referred to other students talking about previous tests and how they were graded and how she thought it was unfair that this one was graded differently. And it made me go back and look at the class as a whole, and so observe the number of attempts that people were taking to complete these quizzes. And of the 6 quizzes in the class, 75% of the students had cheated on at least one of them. So, and cheated, by cheated I mean technically violated this rule. And I thought, and I delved a little bit deeper into the statistics after that, and I did a histogram analysis, and it was actually 50% of, or half of the class, 50% of the class had cheated on half of the tests. So it was, I thought that was just amazing. And clearly, if everybody's doing it wrong, it's my fault as the instructor for not having made sure that they understood what the rule was. It wasn't, I don't have this feeling that they're out to get me and they're trying to cheat the system, because they're not really cheating anything except for themselves if they're gaming the system. They're just failing to learn that material. But I realized I reevaluated the policy. I've actually changed this policy now, and in future classes, I will offer these multiple attempts. It will always take the highest score of the multiple attempts, but it will never give you the exact same questions twice in a row, so you won't be able to game the system and things like that. And it reminds me of well, when the national speed limit was 55 miles an hour, and everybody was driving 70. Finally, the federal government changed that national speed limit because it wasn't being enforced. Everybody was driving 70. The enforcement was very haphazard, at least. And I know the same thing applies with safety violations and things when OSHA gets involved. For example, if you have a written policy about some safety procedure and nobody in your facility follows that policy and you never enforce the fact that they're not following it, you don't actually have that policy, and OSHA's going to say that policy has no meaning, and you're still going to be at fault regardless of what you have written on a piece of paper. And so I actually sent an email to the student, thanked them for bringing this to my attention, and assured them that their grade was not going to be adversely affected by the difference in the grading, the way the 2 quizzes went. But it just really made me think. Anyway, for more haikus. For more about my thoughts, you can follow me at torbjornbergstrom.com/haiku. For a little bit more details about this topic, you can look at my blog post in the Professor's Thoughts at professorbergstrom.com. And, or, you can follow this YouTube channel and hear more about what I have to say. I will talk to you later.